Overwatch has had an interesting decade, to put it lightly. Since it was released, it was considered one of the weakest Game of the Year winners. It doesn't help that it's sandwiched right in between Witcher 3 and Breath of the Wild. Post 2017, it kinda became cool to hate on it. It seemingly got the same reputation that League of Legends got. A watered down version of a Valve game with a toxic fan base. As time went on, Overwatch got a sequel that Activision absolutely refused to give the time and money it needed to succeed, which left us with a sequel that didn't feel like a sequel, the departure of the director, and none of the promises that came with it too, and a reckoning that hit the entirety of the company. Overwatch 2 rightfully became one of the worst reviewed games on Steam, but you know what? I love a comeback. Cyberpunk 2077 and Final Fantasy XIV are two of my favorite games of all time. One of the best things about the modern video game industry is that games are able to come back from stuff like this. One of the worst things about the video game industry is that stuff keeps releasing in this state, but do you know what? Tell that to the shareholders. After a nightmare to even get Overwatch 2 out, Team 4 picked themselves up and got back to work. I thought about making this video last year, but I ended up shelving it because the internet was still very negative towards Overwatch. And do you know what? I am tired of pretending that the last year of Overwatch isn't the best that the game has ever been. I'm tired of pretending that this game can't be good because Jeff Kaplan tried to use PvE to psyop it into Titan but couldn't put up with Activision Blizzard's BS. I'm tired of pretending that Overwatch isn't peak right now. And you know what? I'm going to say it. I am tired of pretending that Overwatch isn't the best first-person shooter on the market right now. It is all because of the amazing year this game has had, and it's better than it's ever been. So I want to look back at all of the things that they've added that have really elevated this game for me, starting with perks. The first change Team 4 gave us last year was one of the most refreshing updates to the game. Throughout a match, you slowly gain experience, and at each level, you can select one of two perks. Each character has two minor and two major perks. They can range from augmenting existing abilities like Tracer's blink distance increasing, give heroes new abilities, like D.Va being able to tighten her primary fire for 3 seconds, help them in areas that they're weak in, like giving Sigma and Zen movement options, or it brings back old abilities, like Orisa's Barrier, Overload, upgrading Torb Turret, and many more. This has completely changed how matches play out. Someone like Bastion, who has good sustained damage, can now swap to burst damage. Counterwatch is an insult that people throw around in chat like the whole point of the game back in 2016 wasn't hero swapping, and this has reduced it. I've also noticed that some perks are designed to help you learn the character. One of Brig's minor perks increases how long Inspire will last when triggered by Whip Shot. You should be using it whenever it's off cooldown and people aren't in range, so you can keep the Inspire healing up. Inspire and Whip Shot's cooldown are about the same, so if you're not the best at landing the Whip Shot, you should use this perk so Inspire has more uptime. Then as you play her more and you don't really need that extra 3 seconds of Inspire uptime, you can swap to the other minor perk, where melee hits reduce Repair Pack's cooldown. It's an excellent way to teach people how to play Brig. I think doing perks this way can be brilliant for some heroes, where one raises the skill floor and the other raises the skill ceiling. Sierra kinda has something similar, where if you're not the best at her positioning, the drone having a medkit can help you get in and out of places, but that also could be used in situations where your positioning is good but people are actively targeting you, so you can use your drone to get out and heal. But her other major perk makes her best ability even better. Sometimes they're not balanced, but it's really good when they are. Juno's two minor perks both revolve around her torpedoes. One makes it lock on to allies faster, and the other reduces its cooldown when it hits enemies. On defense, I tend to pick the first one, or if I find that we need more healing. On attack, I'll pick the second one, or if I find I'm hitting a lot of enemies with it in a round, I'll pick it to reduce its cooldown more. When the perks are well designed and you know the character well, I find that you're not picking whichever one you like more. You're making the decision based off of how the match is going, and I love that. The final thing I love about perks is that they can be used to soft launch new base kits. Mercy's Flash Heal and Reaper's Dire Triggers were initially perks that are now base kit. I've been shouting from the rooftops since Life Weaver came out that grips should cleanse. It was a perk last year, and now they made it base kit. It's a great way to test the balance for things before making it a permanent change. The system is doing a lot to evolve the game for the better. Everyone in the cast has become more diverse in their skill expression, and there are very few perks I hate dealing with. Speaking of skill expression, the second big thing they added last year is what most of my playtime has been. Stadium is a a best of 7 mode where in each round you buff your character's stats and abilities, or in some cases give them entirely new ones. Stadium is just deadlock if it was Overwatch. The matches can be a bit of a mess sometimes. See the infamous 2-hour clash round, but the whole game mode lends itself very well to player expression, which is something I think every great game has. Take Mercy as an example. I am a reformed Mercy main. She was my most played hero when the game initially came out, but now other supports are just way more fun. But Stadium Mercy has one of my favorite things in the game. I call the build Mercy 130. It centers around her pulling out the Glock every 15 seconds, allowing her to heal while shooting. Boosting her attack speed and weapon power buffs the gun and healing, turning a character I haven't found enjoyment in while playing the main game in a long time into something insanely fun. When I'm having a good match with this build, I'm getting MVP every round and play of the game. I usually see Mercies run healer builds in Stadium. Trust me, you can output a lot of healing and get some crucial damage in there with this build. But it's not just her that I love in Stadium. Juno has like 3 builds I like running. She could be a status effect machine, provide a lot of support through Hyper Ring, abduct enemies, or if you're feeling lazy, you can run that annoying ass torpedo build. My biggest complaint with Stadium is that there are way too many builds that are free because they aim for you. Drake can return to her GOAT's glory days in a game mode where other people can actually fight her. Whenever a new character comes out in Stadium, I love theory crafting builds. When Ramatra dropped, I saw the potential within the punch build, which I have to keep dealing with in every match that I select Brig. Cat just came out, and I think you can get a lot of value out of a build that involves slowing enemies and stacking damage over times. I need to jump into a few games as her to try it out. And all the ones I've brought up so far are just builds that I like doing. I see a lot of different ones for Mercy. Ryan has 3 that I tend to see a lot. Flying Ryan will always be one of the funniest items. Winston has an item called Winton, where if you win the round, you get a ton of cash. I should play Lucio more. Some of his powers are really fun, like the ult doing damage to enemies it lands on. There's honestly so much in this game mode, I don't think I can cover it all. But as I said earlier, my biggest complaint with Stadium, outside of the higher rank queue times, dude, it can seriously take forever in All-Star, is that some builds, specifically the auto-aim ones, are just not fun to play against. Soldier auto-aim build has been annoying since day one. Run the fart build, coward. Same goes for Ash Fire build. There are 2 things I hate dealing with. I don't know what the Freya mains are doing, but with some builds, she can just decide that you are no longer alive. Orisa is annoying just for being here. Every Moira player does the exact same build, and I'm so tired of seeing it. Mostly because so many stick to the ball build so hard that they don't get the team-wide fade when the other team has Ana and Ashe. Legit, I only play Moira in Stadium for that cleanse, which is funny when Kiri is right there. Kiri does have some really fun builds. I like doing an ability build where Suzu grants overhealth and TP heals and spawns a clone. Another one has fat weapon power, so she heals a lot and throws nukes. I really should play Kiri more in Stadium. They're adding 2 characters a season to Stadium now, and I always get excited to see what they'll do with them. While Stadium does have its balancing problems and too many games end in 3 rounds, when you get a good 6 to 7 round game, it's the most fun I've had with Overwatch. And it wasn't just those 2 things last year. There was a lot of smaller stuff that I really liked. Loot boxes came back in a non-predatory way. You can't buy them, you can only earn them. Every year they add the previous year's shop skins into the pool. Just give me a Halo collab and my life is yours. You added John Halo after a decade of having John Call of Duty in the game. Just please give me the skins now. Emre gets a Master Chief skin. Echo gets Cortana. Baptiste gets Sergeant Johnson. Either Genji, Mercy, Kiri, or Juno have to get a skin. So for that, just give Genji an elite skin. Ryan gets that one brute from Halo 2. And to get one goofy one in there, make Jetpack Cat a profit. That was it for all the stuff that they did last year that I really liked, plus a little rant about Halo skins. This year's big pulls have been good, but I think I enjoyed last year's more. 10 new heroes is a lot. The team is clearly stretched a little thin. They've launched with like nothing, but all 6 characters we've gotten so far are fun. Mizuki can be one of the most satisfying supports to play at times. Jetpack Cat is something we all thought would never happen. She's chaotic as hell and opens up the door for Mama Hong. Please let it happen. Domina is probably my favorite tank they've added since Ram. When you're getting stuff done as Onron, she can be really fun, but I'm ass at her. And she's a great example of how the team implements fan feedback pretty quickly. Emre plays so much like Halo. Whenever I I turned the corner into the tank, I looked down and dumped 2 grenades on the floor as quickly as possible so they bounce and explode on their feet. Kind of like running into someone with OS in Halo. There are times where I want to swap to his pistol and I click the Halo swap weapon button, which just so happens to be Alt on controller. It is very dangerous muscle memory to have. Sierra might be the most unbalanced out of the new heroes this year, although Vedetta did come out in December and she was a nightmare to deal with at times. While I am concerned about the balancing for this year, and with how much stuff each hero is getting, because by the time 2026 is done, 11 heroes would have dropped since December 2025. Absolutely insane to think about. They're all super fun, so I kinda don't care. This was a risky play, but it worked. This entire year, whenever there's a tournament, Overwatch is one of the top viewed games on Twitch. The other stuff this year has been good too. Post-game hero cards are back, but I hope they make this screen on the map you just played on instead of having it in the void. They've added sub-roles to further diversify all the characters, and I think that was a phenomenal addition. The cinematics are back, and I'm going to be honest, I never thought we would see these again. The year-long story is great and has me so invested. Granted, last season's Overwatch versus Talon was way more interesting than this one, but I do hope they continue to do new things with the seasonal events though. Hell, even the last 2 April Fool's events have been amazing. It feels like Microsoft is giving Team 4 the time and money to do whatever they want. I've felt that way since 2025 and the game has been better off since. The final big announcement for the Spotlight this year was dropping the 2. Let's be real, it's a marketing ploy that somehow worked. I was shocked with how many people were saying that Overwatch is back and are going to be playing for the first time since 2016. But I think it's a great way to acknowledge that Overwatch 2 was a mistake, forced on Team 4 by their old bosses, that Jeff Kaplan tried to make work under horrible circumstances. Now under new management and Aaron Keller, Overwatch can do what it's always done best. Instead of contorting it into whatever Activision Blizzard believes will increase shareholder value the most, it can focus on being a fun and competitive PvP arena hero shooter. And if Team 4 can keep up this momentum, I believe that Overwatch will go down as one of the best comebacks in video game history. Aaron Keller apparently had a really good GDC talk about how they brought it back. I really want to watch it, but it costs way too much money. I think the too long didn't watch is that they just didn't give up on it. But yeah, great job, Team 4. You guys are on a generational run right now. I get that you're upset about PvE. I get if you're just burnt out. It's weird to keep playing the same game for a decade. But I do think a lot of people place that burnout on the game and just say it's bad now. Looking at you, Dawn Trail killed FF14 crowd. Just don't sit there and tell me that launch Overwatch is better than what we have now. Go play Overwatch Classic next time it rolls around and try telling me that that is better than the game we have now. I don't know how I managed to play Lucio or Mercy for 100 hours back then. Genuinely unplayable compared to what they are now. I don't remember his wall ride being that bad. Please stop making me play Overwatch Classic, Aaron. I want the stuff from the events, but I don't want to play it. No. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, hype, and subscribe. Comment any thoughts you've had about Overwatch. That would mean a lot because this was a pretty difficult video to write. Turns out when you have 1,000 hours in a video game, it's hard to boil all of that down to a 15-minute video. Originally, when I was planning this out, I was thinking about bringing up Destiny. Talk about how Bungie said the game would last for a decade, and I thought that was insane, before jumping into how I've basically been playing Overwatch for a decade. And the day that I started writing this, they announced that they canceled all future updates for Destiny 2. Twice now they failed to reach that decade mark that they claimed the game would last. At least they were a lot closer this time. When I was trying to find that quote, all I could find was articles about how it's entering maintenance mode now. It's so funny thinking about my reaction to that quote, and then 2 years later a game comes out that I will be playing for a decade. Turns out playing a game for 10 years isn't as laughable as I thought it was. See you in 2036, Overwatch. Do you agree? Think I'm an idiot? Comment down below. Like the video so I can buy the inevitable Halo bundle, and subscribe for more content. Follow me on other platforms if you want. Take care, guys.